What's up everyone, my name is Marvin and today I'm going to do a review of the Soyan Pedalboard. So this is a budget-minded pedal board from Amazon. It was, I think, about 40 bucks. It's a 10 by 14 pedal board. Comes with a pretty nice carrying bag. Like, I'm actually surprised. I think this bag by itself could be worth $40. Let's open it up and check it out. Okay, nothing inside this pocket. These zipper handles actually feel really good for zipper tab things. Okay, you've got some included Velcro. You have 3 soft and 3 hard, I guess, or 3 hook and 3 fuzzy. You get the point. Here's the board itself. And you also get a shoulder strap. It's got a textured material here, so I'm assuming that's to help it from falling off. The inside of the bag also has straps in here to actually hold down your pedal board. So you can see right here. It's actually pretty cool. Well, alright, that's enough of the bag. Let's check out this board. Oh wow. Looks pretty good. I think this is aluminum. It's a little thin in certain parts, but it's very light. And it feels sturdy. Underneath it does come with its own power supply mount, so that is pretty cool. I don't think mine is going to fit, but we're going to find out. So I'm using this for my bass pedals. I don't have a lot of bass pedals and I like having something kind of small. Before I had a Pedal Train Nano Plus. It was a little too cramped and that's why I got this one. It's got 3 holes in the back for different power supply options and stuff, and I think that this size actually will be perfect. So just preemptively to see how big it is, I'll add on my pedals, which, you know, typically would go like this. And by leaving a little bit of a gap here for your cables, you can actually fit 2 more pedals. So this definitely fits 8 normal size or boss size pedals comfortably. The power supply I'm going to be using is this True Tone CS6. I really like this power supply because it's very low and can fit under almost any pedal board. I mean, it fit under my Pedal Train Nano completely perfectly. And the thing that I really love about this besides the size is the amount of power that it has. So you get 2 500 milliamp at 9 volts, 2 200 milliamp at 9 volts or 12 volts DC, or 200 milliamp at 9 volts DC or 18 volts DC. So that's a lot of power for something this small. I also like that True Tone provides you a card so that you can drill the holes yourself for mounting. This isn't brand new or anything. This is my old one, but I just put everything back in the box just to, I don't know, make it look cooler. So here are my screws, power supply itself. So for this bracket, you just take a screwdriver and you just loosen the screws here and here. Because I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's not going to fit. So I'm just going to loosen these screws quick. So again, it's not the thickest metal. You can clearly see me bending it, but it's good enough. This will fit very well under the board. Okay, so that should be good. Don't worry, I'm not going to start drilling yet. I'm just making my holes, like pilot holes, because then I would end up drilling through my desk. If you want to give yourself a hole that you can center on, do it in reverse and push the drill slightly on it so that way you have a hole that's centered, and then you would actually start drilling when you're ready. So now I don't need this. I have my holes here and I can just drill right through it. Okay, so I got it drilled. Pretty terrible job, but whatever. Never claimed to be a professional. This aluminum is actually pretty thick. It took a bit of effort to actually make these holes. And as always, you should check to make sure that whatever you drill actually fits. Okay, so this one did not line up correctly, but I can use a drill bit that I have that's similar to a reamer. Okay, so I'm gonna try my reamer and see if I can just make it a little bit wider. I really don't want to have to try and drill another hole, so hopefully this works. Let's see. Alright, we're good. So when you're building a pedal board, you're going to get 2 types of Velcro. You'll get the, I guess, the soft fuzzy side and the hook crunchy side. Typically on my pedals, I put the crunchy side on the back. I don't know why, that's just the way I learned and that's just the way I do it. So you get 3 of these. So I'm assuming it's 1, 2, and 3 like this. So you just basically take it off. There's adhesive on the back. And you just attach it carefully. You know what? I'm gonna cut this. I'll just make 2 strips. So roughly here. You're probably wondering why there's a band-aid on my thumb. I didn't cut myself with the drill. I don't know what you're talking about. That works out. And that's a small gap that wouldn't really cause any instability or anything. I could just do whatever with that. Boom. Now you get to the fun part. When it comes to pedals, you can do whatever order you want, but some pedals go better in certain locations. I always have my tuner first because I want to be able to get my bass in perfect tune and have as clean of a signal and as pure of a signal so that the tuner can read the signal clearly. So if I had this after the overdrive, for example, when the bass is going through, it's going through the overdrive circuit and then going into the tuner. And you don't know if the overdrive is going to make it kind of funny or inaccurate or whatever, so you don't really want to do that. So in my opinion, oh, that's some good Velcro. It actually stayed. Whatever. In my opinion, best to have the tuner first. And what I like to do for my setup is to have all the pedals that I use most of the time on the bottom and the ones I use the least on top. Just to make it a little easier from when I'm stepping on them. So the tuner will absolutely be here. My next thing is always my compressor because it's the most important pedal for me when I'm playing bass live. It keeps my signal very balanced and just makes it sound the way it needs to sound when I'm playing with other instruments in a live setting. The thing is, this is my always on pedal, so that's gonna stay up here because I rarely turn it off. It's a little loosey-goosey over here, so I might actually use that little strip I have right here just to give it a little extra stability, I guess. I don't know. This probably won't even really do much, but I'm gonna just put it here because why not? Actually, it does help. That's kind of weird. So after my compressor, I will put my fuzz. I don't typically use fuzz that much because it's just kind of annoying and it's not really that musical. It's just for fun. So that'll stay on the top. So the signal is gonna go here, up, and then back down. My overdrive comes after that, and I use this all the time. It's like my staple. So imagine the signal path is going like that. The next 2, I can kind of put them wherever because I can fit them side by side, or if I want to do top and bottom. Both of these pedals I actually don't use that much, but I do tend to use my synth wah a little more than the Joyo 16. I mean, I don't know. I'm just going to put them down. Whatever. So I'll just put that here and the synth wah up here. Actually, I can space these out because I have the space for it. So it can just be a little spacey, I guess. I don't know. Keep in mind the connections around your pedals. You want to make sure that there's enough space. So like this pedal, for example, the input for the voltage goes here, and you want to make sure that it's not being blocked by any pedals surrounding it. Once you have the order for your pedals, you're going to take your power cables and go under the pedal board and link it to each one. All right, and there you go. I mean, you can still see the cables, but this is as best as I can do. It's not bad. It works. So next, you're going to choose your patch cables, and there's a lot of different varieties that you can use. Usually, you'll probably see these in Guitar Center. The good thing about these is that you can actually unscrew it. So if you have a short inside of the wire, you can actually cut this open and re-solder it. Caveat with these is that they're bulky. They can be a little harder to get in a more intricate pedal board setup. The pancake ones, they're a lot flatter, a lot easier to maneuver. Even the cable itself is a lot softer, so you can put it in wacky, wavy kind of shapes or whatever. But these are harder to fix if you do get an issue. So honestly, I can't tell you to use one over the other. It just depends on what you want to get out of your board. Just pick whichever one is going to conform to the shape and routing of your pedal board. When you're putting these in, think about the order that you're going to have these pedals going in. Your output from your first pedal goes into the input of your second pedal. Then the output of your second pedal goes into the input of your third, and so on and so forth. So my signal is going to be coming from my bass, straight into the tuner, straight into the compressor, my compressor to my fuzz, then my overdrive, then my 16, and then my bass synth wah. This isn't the 100% correct way. You don't have to do it exactly the way that I do it. I'm doing it in the way that I personally like to have my pedals. You can do whatever you want. Play around with the sounds. You never know, you might find some cool, interesting combinations of orders that make your sound better or make it worse, and at least you'll know. Okay, and there you go. I got all my pedals on. You can see that it looks pretty clean. And there's obviously a little bit of adjusting I can do, but you'll end up doing that as you go along. Now, my tip for cable management in the back is to actually invest in something like this. This isn't the exact one I want to use, but it's similar to what I'm going to be talking about. So these are attached by adhesive, and basically you can run the cables through these. You would just stick a bunch of them under your pedal board, and you can choose how you want your cables to sit. There is another version where it's just basically a hook, like a closed loop, and then you would fasten it with zip ties to keep them down. But this one's actually open, and you can just slide the cables under. These also won't damage your pedal board, so don't think that once they're stuck on, that's just it and you can't take it off. They come off very easily, and you can just use some alcohol to get any bits of adhesive that are left on. I have a couple cables fastened down, and there it is, finished underneath. I think it's relatively clean for what I did, especially just doing this really quick. I wasn't really thinking this was gonna take as long as it did, but yeah, that's how you put your pedal board together. For my IEC cable, I'm going to end up buying a right-angled one, because if you put it in here, you can technically bend it and get it to go in here, but it's not really ideal because this will just put a lot of pressure over here, and eventually those cables will fail while the cable's inside. So if I get a right-angled one, it'll just shoot straight out, and I could probably get one a little longer because this one is a little short, but that's the end of it, really. Overall, I think this pedal board is actually fantastic, especially for only $40. And the pedals fit here perfectly. It feels sturdy. I don't think it's the best built pedal board, only because of the amount of flex that you have on the centerpieces here. But at the same time, I'm only using this at home, so I don't need something super rock, like steady, like a pedal train or something. I just want something to give me a little bit more space in case I buy more pedals. Probably not gonna buy more pedals. For home use, absolutely perfect. I mean, it's only $40. That's less than pretty much all these pedals on the board except for this one. If you're thinking about getting this, I think it's a good deal. And remember, you still do get that bag, which, you know what, let's just make sure these actually fit in the bag. Even test out the straps. Oh yeah, this fits. Yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Goes right over. So in terms of transportation, it'll actually keep it from moving around. I don't think you'd take this bag on a plane or something, but yeah, feels solid. Feels very solid. So all you have left to do really is just turn on your pedals and test them, play them. I'm not gonna do that in this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Leave me a like if you like this video, and if you didn't like it, tell me why. Leave it in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. That's all I can really say. I can't think of anything else. You take care, stay safe, and have a great day. Ooh, I just cut myself. Hold up.